It was a cold evening in New York. Donald Trump, wrapped in his dark coat, was walking through the crowded streets. His mind was occupied with business matters, but his eyes kept scanning his surroundings. Like everyone else, he was lost in thought until he saw a small child shivering at the corner of the street. His blonde hair was messy, his clothes were dirty. He was cupping his small hands together, trying to warm them. His feet were bare, and his tattered shoes lay beside him. People walked past him without even glancing in his direction. Trump crouched down next to the boy. "Son, why are you here all alone?" he asked, his voice softer than he had expected. The boy lifted his head and spoke hesitantly. "My name is Jake. My mom and dad passed away. I live on the streets." His eyes welled up with tears, but he refused to let them fall. Trump paused for a moment. There was both fear and an incredible determination in this child's eyes. "Come on, let me buy you a meal," he said. The boy's eyes widened, as if trying to determine whether the offer was real. Slowly, he stood up and held onto Trump's hand tightly. A ray of hope. Jake walked into a warm restaurant with Trump. The heat inside immediately warmed his frozen hands. For the first time in his life, a beautiful meal was placed before him. He hesitated at first, taking a small spoonful of soup, then realizing how hungry he was, he began eating quickly. Trump watched him silently. "What do you want to be when you grow up, Jake?" Trump asked, curious about the boy's dreams. Jake put down his spoon and smiled. "I want to be a great inventor. I want to create something that will change people's lives. But I have no school or money for that. He said, his voice trembling. Trump thought for a moment and handed him a business card. "If you work hard and never give up, reach out to me one day. I'll do what I can to help you," he said. He was serious. Jake took the card and looked at Trump with gratitude. That night, for the first time in his life, he truly had hope. 20 years had passed. Trump was attending a technology conference as a speaker. The event organizer handed him a schedule, providing a brief introduction to the next speaker. Jake Matthews, creator of groundbreaking energy technology. Trump paused for a moment. The name sounded familiar. A confident, well-dressed man walked onto the stage. The audience erupted in applause. Trump could hardly believe his eyes. This was the same little boy he had found on the streets years ago. Jake began his speech. "If I'm standing here today, it's because someone once believed in me, bought me a meal, and gave me a chance. Mr. Donald Trump, thank you for encouraging me on this journey. I still have the business card you gave me that night. Every time I see it, I remind myself to keep working." As the room echoed with applause, Trump shook Jake's hand with teary eyes. In that moment, he once again understood how a spark of hope could change a person's life. For him, it wasn't just an act of kindness, it was an open door to the future.